What's happening, fandoms? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we react to music videos and shows. Today, we're back to The Expanse. This is the, I'm hoping, explosive finale to Season 4, Episode 10, entitled Cibola Burn. Just like all of the finale episodes, it is titled after the book for which this season was crafted. At the end of the last episode, the settlers and scientists on the surface had just started to break free of the encampment they had made inside the alien fortress to avoid massive tidal waves. And in orbit, a plan was succeeding to rescue the Barbapicola from basically orbital drag and crashing to the surface. And so they were towing it to a higher attitude in orbit so that it could survive just a little bit longer. Also at the very end of this last episode, LV and Amos and Holden are all in a big standoff with Mertry, and also a standoff with Miller inside a mech creature of some sort, and the proto-molecule killer, the eye of an angry god they described it as, and they left that as a massive cliffhanger, so we don't really know what's happening there. I mean, you kind of do. I kind of do. I expect that that will go very well, and then everything will be settled, sort of. But the threat of the Edward Israel's light shuttle that's been converted to essentially a bomb on a proximity trigger, that's still out there. Well, no, they solved that one too. They blew it up in the last episode. That's right. Man, I'm just so flustered by thinking about what's supposed to happen in this episode that I've forgotten what's already happened. Yeah, they solved that problem, and now it's just a matter of solving the issue of whatever it is that's preventing them from using their fusion drives. So I'm excited to see what goes down. Let's just dive into it. Also, I solved the commercial issue that was plaguing my watch-alongs and messing up my watch-along timer. I got rid of ads on Prime. That took me by surprise for an episode or two, but that's fixed now, so no more issues there. All right, let's dive into it. If you'd like to see full-length versions of this episode and all of our other shows, they're available on our Patreon. The link is below.
The first episode of every season is available for free to watch on our Patreon.
Thank you. I like how it's been this way for a long time, but I like how Wes's name is over the debris of the moon that got blown up over Mars. Deimos. Ooh. Oh.
Doc!
Oh. Gonna try the reactor?
I'm gonna try the reactor again.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, cool. Boom. Is it gonna go? Nice.
Yes! We're good to go.
Yes!
That means all the other reactors will work.
The reactor is back online.
I'm a little messed up. Let's get you out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Problem solved in the first minute of the episode.
Tether is free and clear.
Roger that, Barbapicola. Correcting orbit now.
Ooh, nice. The tether burned.
Stop bang, we did it! Show me flight pass for all ships in this vicinity in past 3 months.
I love their 3D displays. It's so cool.
Yes, this ship. This one-ton transponder off approaching cluster. And back on leaving. Oh, what were you doing here? So why would Mars be helping a Belter terrorist?
I don't answer for my planet.
Then you should answer for yourself. Why were you helping him?
Where
Money.
did they get this guy?
Unbelievable. A Martian naval officer, mercenary for a vicious Belter thug. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, well, Mars ain't what it used to be.
Now, the rings are a chance for all of us to start over again if we can put our old hatreds aside.
This is all
This
true.
is a time for Inners and Belters to join hands and together build.
They're building this up real big.
I actually agree with you. Not about the holy hands part, but the rest.
I wonder if we're gonna see Marco's plan enacted in this episode as a cliffhanger. I think we might. Damn. The way they're building this up with so much time left.
You were following him too. You don't trust him either. I'd happily mop the floor with the three of you again. And when the cops come to break it all up, we can have a nice long conversation about all the rotten things we've done. Sound good?
How about we compare notes instead?
Hmm.
I couldn't find much about Beltran in the public record.
Me neither.
So I trailed him to the Naval Logistics Office in New Londres. He's a desk jockey. Look,
Did
Eastside knows what
not
he's
see
doing.
No, he
these
wants
two
the score so bad
working
it's clouding his
together.
judgment. Think about it. Beltran waltzes in, helps us pull off a few good operations, builds some trust, and then brings in a big fat score. It's low risk, lots of money. It's way too good to be true.
You really think it's a setup?
Yeah.
He was shaking me down to try and renegotiate his cut. He got physical, so I did too. He took a bad tumble, and that was it. I never meant to kill him.
Okay. Maybe that's true. Doesn't really matter. Never really liked that girl. She used David.
The bleeding is under control, but he's going to need regrowth gel as soon as possible.
What's
What do
happening
you see in there?
with Mercury, though? Yeah, what'd you see?
It was more like I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds crazy, but I could feel the spaces between things. Something was there.
Don't kill him while I'm gone.
Oh, he has it coming.
I know, but it's important to me. Promise.
I'll do my best. That was what that look said. That's no promise. Your days are numbered, Mercury, especially if you do anything. The moons aren't melting. That's a good sign. Wow. That does not look like natural terrain to me. Weird.
I'll tell you all about it when you pick us up.
We're on our way.
Okay. All right. Rossi's gonna go rescue them. 800 kilometers. Yeah.
If he know nothing more, why waste the air?
Yeah.
Still not sure where they're going.
Monitor them closely. And keep us in front of their drive plane.
Yeah, they're not going to see us coming.
They're chasing him down, but I think it's probably too late. His plan is already in motion, I think.
Okay, Marco, what are you up to?
How does any of that help Mars?
That's a good question.
It's
Well,
not.
perhaps our Martian can help us with that.
It's not throwing them at asteroids.
The dream of Mars isn't dead. It's about to be writ large.
Don't do it!
Great. There goes your information. Oh boy, you dummy. And they landed the Rossi on the side of that thing? Damn. Way to go, Alex. Woo! Keeping him alive.
You're not a guest. You're a prisoner.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Menacing glare from Amos. I love it. Oh, he's regrowing fingers. Wow.
I got the chance to remake myself, redeem myself. You see, I won't get that chance.
Is this going to convince him? Or is he still going to send her off to a trial?
No. She won't, and that's a tragedy.
That's what I thought.
The way she got thrown out of the Rossi and into space. Despite your best efforts to save her. I'd like you to note that in my report.
She was killed in action. Okay.
All proto-molecule on Ilus is now completely inert.
Villains are dead OPA extremists and murderous corporate security, defeated by the forces of good for the benefit of all.
That's all true.
Nancy Gao couldn't have a better narrative if she had written it herself.
That's not gonna be the important event of this episode, though. Oh, that was their... Huh, that was their source. She tried to warn him.
What's up?
Nothing. Radio silence from here on out.
Oh boy.
Fuck.
Yeah, she tried to warn him that their leaker is dead because.
Where's the money?
Ooh. Oh Jesus! What is happening? Yeah. He's gone.
Stop!
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, wow. What is that? Oh my god. Is this an entire shipyard collapsing because of that bomb? Oh, and the blast doors can't close because of that beam. You gotta get out of here. Ooh, she just saved her life.
Not by myself. Good luck.
Wait. I'm sorry I got you into all this.
Don't be. At least now I've got something to do.
Oh, Jesus. That is not how I expected that would go. Huh. He really kind of bought into this whole thing.
The war between those two ancient species.
There's one thing geologists are good at doing, it's seeking for answers. I'll watch her back.
Look at you, Fayez.
And I'm gonna convince the UN to give you all the resources you need.
You really believe the artifact is still a danger to us?
I went inside it. I'm still here.
I think we should do whatever we can. Make sure we're not the second galaxy-spanning civilization it wipes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Galaxy spanning.
We are now.
GK, you take care of them. They're your family now too.
I come visit you in space.
You do that.
They are gonna adopt that
All of
kid,
you.
huh? That's cool. Nice wrap up to that little story.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye. We love you.
I like how Thelsia's story got enhanced in this. Very good.
I don't see anything else down there.
Just tell me when you're ready.
This is like saying goodbye to Miller again. Because this is the way he was communicating. Interesting.
You were right about everything. You warned us. We're charging through the doors anyway.
Doors and corners.
If we have any chance at surviving what comes next, it'll be because of you.
Your hand looks good.
I'm gonna test it out right now.
New fingers. Damn. In reality, that transit would have taken weeks, months, maybe. Oh, okay.
You lost your leg brace. You all healed up?
Yeah. Tendons finally finished growing, and why do you care?
I don't want to beat the shit out of you if you're gimpy.
Oh, man. So menacing.
Are we?
You made me kill Wei. I liked Wei.
He's like, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone will see she is setting the agenda.
Never ends.
She won. She gets to set the agenda.
This, if she goes to
Luna might be nice. We haven't had a vacation
guaranteed
together
Marco's
since...
plan executes this
When
episode.
did we go to Titan?
You know, I can't remember either. You should go alone.
Well, that's gonna set some tension. I really feel like we're setting ourselves up for Marco's plan to go.
Nancy, by the time you see this, you will be Secretary General. This will be your chair, and the system will look very different from it. One of us is wrong. I think it's you. But I hope it's me. Good luck.
Interesting.
Our future is in your hands now.
Ooh. She says she's not a queen, but she slays like a queen. Damn. That was a fantastic passing it on message. I really liked that too. She's on Luna now, I think. As you can see Earth out the window. And this is the perfect opportunity for us. Yep.
Bobby, your timing sucks.
Oh God, is this it? Oh man, yep, here it goes. I knew it. I knew it. Yep. They might get him, but it's already way too late. This is not the only rock. Look at you go, Ashford. Oh, man. Oh, that reminded me of Ender's Game. The enemy gate is down. Damn. Woo! Oh, man. That dude's head explode or what? He's a one-man wrecking crew.
You and me now, Marco.
Well, not just.
Who's this? Is that Philip?
This is Clace Ashford. The only real victims there would be Belters. Those days are over now.
He's transmitting. He's trying to get info.
You still don't see it.
Don't see what?
Can't even imagine it. This has always been a problem for our kind. Even our dreams are small.
He's about to learn, I think, the target of these rocks.
In darkness. But not now.
Come on.
Execution block for to sail.
You had a good run, Ashford.
Denied to death, but I vowed with my every breath. Forgo with wisdom's ways when I say.
R.I.P. Ashford. Man, he had a good run.
Where are these scrapples?
Copy that.
Yep. We got a foreshadowing to this in the very first episode of this show. When Avasarala was talking to her grandson on the roof. Dropping rocks on Earth, man.
The others will never see them coming.
Yep. How many rocks are they dropping? God damn. Well, we didn't see them actually impact Earth. But as soon as we started getting exposition about Marco and with Avasarala heading to Luna, I knew that the strikes were imminent. And you know, they foreshadowed it. Like I said, they foreshadowed this in episode 1 of season 1 when Avasarala was chatting with her grandson about falling stars, or shooting stars, how not all the rocks were safe. Rocks are gonna fall, and this universe is gonna change significantly as a result. And that's the problem for season 5 is Earth under attack, and many billions of humans will die. They only showed us trajectories for 6 rock impacts, but I suspect that there are more. We will possibly see, but yeah, what a great way to set up the events for season 5. I honestly at this point don't know where the showrunners will go with season 5, but because they've done such a great job of changing storylines and improving them and adding new ones and and so on through season 4 that they could literally go anywhere in season 5 and still pretty much maintain the rough structure of that book. Now, let's talk about season 4 in general. I've heard, I've read, I've seen comments that season 4 is a lot of people's least favorite season of this show, and the book as well. It's a different kind of a pacing, it's a different kind of a story, and it has challenges living up to, you know, the space pirate, far-flung reaches of the universe style adventure that the first 3 and the next couple are. And so I think they actually did a really good job of keeping pacing done well, and by increasing the number of storylines that we were working with, and by really tying things together as they seem to be doing with Bobby's story and with Avasarala's stories, we really get a broader perspective than we got in the books, and it feels less isolated and small. The book felt very much, book 4 kind of felt like a bottle episode of a show where everything is kind of isolated to one small area and they don't get to travel anywhere. That's kind of how it felt. And I feel like season 4 of the show is far better than book 4 of the series, because of the way they implemented all those changes, and it definitely made it more interesting. I gotta admit, I feel like I was wrong about Bobby's motivation to join the criminal enterprise during this season. Again, brand new storyline. I didn't know where things were going, and based on my perception of her general character, I felt like she was too goody-goody to stoop to criminal efforts. But some people have expressed that they feel like she was feeling underutilized and just needed a purpose, whatever that purpose was. And now having seen the whole Bobby season 4 story play out, that feels right. It feels like she was drifting, going from the structure of a military organization to something seems so futile, so minor and minuscule, and to be given an opportunity to have a purpose and be useful again, that seems like it was a big driver. And I very much enjoyed how that story played out. I would never have predicted how that would end. I really thought that Bobby and that blonde girl were going to come to blows, and that was not going to end well for the blonde girl. But seems like they kind of reconciled and kind of made up and went their separate ways towards the end there, which I think is great. Unfortunately, we lost Isai, who seemed like, initially he seemed like a really bad guy, but over time, as we grew to know him a little bit more and understand that he had a family and what his motivation was, you kind of came around to his side quite a bit more, and it kind of redeemed his character a bit. So it's really sad to see that despite the warnings that Bobby gave him, and despite the facts that were presented, he still went forward and ended up getting himself and most of his crew killed. So, and of course, the things that they were doing had to be tied in to a larger plot, a larger scenario where Martian military contacts were supplying Marco Inaros with the stealth tech that he needed. In the books, I think this doesn't happen until book 5, but in the books, Philippe is the person that manages to get the stealth tech stuff for Marco. And he does it by carefully planning an assault on a Martian ship building and storage facility. And the description of that is a very interesting and fun little escapade. And they do it in such a way to make it look like a terrorist attack and hide the fact that they are stealing stealth tech materials, like the stealth paint or whatever it is that they are painting those asteroids with. So I don't know if we're gonna see that kind of a storyline play out, but that's one of the more fun action sequences that I remember reading about this plot. And I hope that we get something similar. It is very interesting to see Philippe with Marco in season 4, because while there are clues and mentions of Philippe earlier in the books, we don't see either one of them from a first-person perspective until book 5. And they really have done a great job of building up what a strong villainous character Marco is. And having Philippe on board with him during this sequence with Ashford gives you an idea of where his loyalties lie. He's definitely on board with this, and that's probably going to break Naomi's heart. And it'll be interesting to see how we convey those things. The portions of book 5 that I've finished my reread of, well, I don't want to go deep. I don't want to discuss season 5 right now. We'll do that as we move through the episodes of it. So back to season 4. Obviously, it was very interesting to see how they implemented the Miller connection, and they did some things in this show that were, I feel, quite different from how the book played out the Miller connection. In the show, they kind of played up a Miller rebellion, like he was fighting against the control of the protomolecule. And I don't remember that being a strong theme in the book, but it was fascinating to see how that happened and how they physically represented that by him either having his silly hat or not having his silly hat. And some of the ways that they flipped back and forth and him screaming in agony, some of that was just so like terrifying and real. And I thought they did an amazing job with the Miller connection this whole season. Even though he really only appeared in a handful, it was still very impactful. And I enjoyed those changes as well. There really haven't been very many storyline changes in this entire show up to what I've seen that I feel were less than. And I think almost all of that is surrounding Larissa Mao in season 3. And I mean, even that wasn't terrible. It just, they focused on other things, and her storyline was sacrificed as a result. And, you know, you really kind of have to chalk that up to they were rushing to finish what they thought was their last season of the show. So, all in all, I'm giving an A++ to all the rewrites that we've seen so far. All right, well, this is already getting to be a super long video. We're over an hour, so I'm gonna cut it right there. I'm very excited to move into season 5. I'm also very sad because that means we have only a handful of episodes left, like 16 or 17, something like that, before this show is done. I've seen rumors online that someone is working to purchase the rights to The Expanse because Amazon hasn't done anything with it since the end of season 6. So maybe there's more on the way. I don't know. We certainly won't know that until there's some sort of a real announcement. But really appreciate all of you folks following along, the subs and the comments and all of the connection that we've made, especially over on our Patreon. I really appreciate all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for all of that, and we'll see you in the next video.